And now it is time for the very last live game show of 2025 TikTok Next Block, where you could win 1,000,000 sats, baby. My goodness. Yuletide blessings to each and every one of you in the chat for supporting our channel here, for helping us onboard and welcome brand new Bitcoiners. You're doing Satoshi's work. When you're here in the chat with us, you're doing Satoshi's work. We have a very special episode of TikTok Next Block. This is TikTok Next Block Chatillionaire Edition. This episode is all about you in the chat. Senor Gringo, Renato, my mom, Alfredo. We see you. We love you. We are going to be playing an entire game where you will be answering the questions in the chat. Whoever gets the answer correct first wins 1,000 Satoshis. Let's explain how this game works, because you're going to be playing here in the chat with me today. You guys already know how this works. We are going to give you all 21 seconds to answer 14 questions each between here and 1,000,000 sats. You guys are normally allowed to walk away to keep your full prize or to risk it on the next question. But guess what? We are going to play through a whole game here today on these. Got some Friday vibes so that you can see whether you can get these questions right. Okay. So you all in the chat are going to be playing along. We've got our hummus. We've got our consensus. We've got our peer-to-peer. These are all resources that you know and love. Of course, we can trade them all in for a second life, right? If we get the question wrong. But here today on TikTok Next Block, we are going to be experimenting with a Chatillionaire edition. You all are going to be attempting to win this game as a collective group. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, you can be a contestant on TikTok Next Block if you want to win the big money. 1,000 sats for every single correct answer is generational wealth when you step back and think about it. But 50,000 sats, 150,000 sats, 1,000,000 sats, that's where you really make the big moolah. You can also come tell us what it was like for you to be a brand new Bitcoiner by signing up on our website. And if you happen to be a sponsor, we will talk to you. show@satchats.com. We actually have kind of a fun announcement for the new year in that space, but it's still 2025, folks. So unless you're my mom, who I call every night to tell her how my day went, you don't know what that announcement is yet. So let's jump right into our first question, because I know Renato is like, dog, let's go ahead and start playing. While Zara is bringing up that first question, I will ask each and every one of you to double check that you are subscribed to our channel here on YouTube. It helps us boost our signal. Now, in the chat, here's what I need to know. What is Bitcoin's fixed maximum supply? Is it A, 2.1 million, B, 21 million, C, 210 million, or D, unlimited thanks to halvings? Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm seeing my mom with B coming in first, and it looks like we've got the chat in the video, which is amazing. Way to go, Zara. B is correct. Mom is coming through. strong on the first one. Now, y'all, mom might be 20.9. I can understand that. Yep. Mom's got the advantage of being right here in Raleigh. It's possible that her internet connection gets those answers to us faster. But actually, I'm sure she needs to send her answers to YouTube's servers that then send it to us. So it might actually be not so bad. 21 million is correct. Let's go to the next question, and then we're going to stop for the Chatillionaire leaderboard, which is kind of interesting. Let's go to the next question here, folks. Way to go, Mom. You now have 1 point, right? Which I'm not going to keep track of. I know Anna Bevan. Actually, I'll probably do it right here. All right. I can't write the word car down. I would never call my mom that. My mom is number 1. All right. Number 2, 59,000 sats. In which of this week's episodes was Anna Bevan at her most fabulous? What a great question. A, number 149, Jake. B, number 150, Larry Lepard. C, number 151, Jay. Or D, all of the above. You all better not get this question wrong. Alfredo thinks that Anna Bevan was at her most fabulous in Larry Lepard's episode. Dante thinks that Anna Bevan was at her most fabulous during Jay's episode. But y'all, everybody knows Raymond is correct. It's all of the above. It's all of the above, right? I mean, Anna Bevan is never not at her most fabulous. Everybody who chose an answer other than D, we can see your answer and we know where you live, and it's not going to be pretty for you. Okay. All right. We're 2 questions down. I'm going to flip over here just on my computer to the Chatillionaire leaderboard. We promised it last week. Anna Bevan is a doer. Okay. Your boy here on screen is a thinker. Anna Bevan is a doer. So guess what? It got done. I'm going to roll through the Chatillionaire leaderboard. My mom, number 28 mom, is by far and away in the top slot with 25 correct answers. Okay. For Renato and for Dante's sake, we are tracking from October 10 onward, when I had first announced that I would start rewarding correct answers with 1,000 sats apiece. Okay, so this is October 10 onward. Don't at me. In second place is the Pakistani Colossus himself, Suleiman, with 10 points total since October 10. And then Garo Rant is in third place with 8 points. After that, Renato and Alfredo are coming into today's game with 7 points. Luis Zamora and Matthew Clark have 4 each. Ale has 3. Candy, buenos dias. Azar and Dante and Angelus, you all have 2. Senor Gringo, you only have 1, dog. You only have 1 correct answer first since October 10. I would just, goals, brother. Goals. Okay. I get that you're at work. I understand. Goals. And then Moscatel also has 1. So that's where we are today. Let's jump back into question number 3 for everyone in the chat. Senor, multitask. Eat, work, and play. Okay. Question number 3 here on the screen. Let's see what we've got here. I'm sure I have it right here. There we go. I can follow along with you, Zara. That'll be better. Okay. When does number 150 Larry Lepard think that Michael Saylor will become president of the United States? Is it 2028, B, 2032, C, 2036, or D, 2040? All right, time's up. The correct answer is B, 2032. When I look in the chat here, it looks like Dante. No. Suleiman. Looks like Suleiman came in first. Alfredo, not 2040, brother. Suleiman is correct. 2032. In case you missed it, Larry Lepard was on our medium-sized channel. Okay. It was a big win for us. Super fascinating episode for brand new Bitcoiners and OGs alike. And he had a super spicy take on Michael Saylor becoming president of the United States. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it today. It was lit up. Okay. Now, let's move on to question number 4. In number 149, Jake's episode, which game did he reference as an analogy for money? Is it A, Roblox, B, The Sims, C, Minecraft, or D, Fortnite? Okay, time is up. The correct answer is C, Minecraft. That is another correct answer from Suleiman, who has now hit the number 1 slot in the chat. I think in terms of how YouTube, ranks your level of engagement and participation. Minecraft is correct. Interestingly enough, Jake from Hash Power Academy enjoyed our episode with my nephew Johnny, where we talked about Minecraft as an analogy for the government doing whatever it wants while we have to mine away for resources. And that's actually what got him on the show as a guest. All right. So we are 4 questions into the game. Let's have Anna Bevan put the current score for today in the chat while I give you a preview of Monday's episode. That's right. Just because it's the Yuletide season here in America doesn't mean that our satillionaires worldwide don't need more beautiful content for brand new Bitcoiners, courtesy of Sat Chats. So we will be continuing to publish 5 days a week through Yule and the New Year's because Bitcoin never stops. We don't either. Monday's episode is with Delphine. She is a French financial professional who is in charge of policy at Solidus Labs and talked to us about crypto, how to be a brand new Bitcoiner in Europe, and even shared some of the tools and the tips and the tricks for all of you folks over there across the pond. That's going to be a good episode. Dante, we do have lemon beet on the table, my friend. It is that beautiful red hummus. Suleiman, we talked about our thumbnails today. Earlier, I had an idea that we should just put our big smiling faces on every single thumbnail because it's Sat Chats already. But YouTube doesn't work that way. We have created some incredible episodes. We just rolled out some brand new hooks that tell you the 3 big things you're going to learn. Now we need to focus on thumbnails and titles. We've got some inspiration around that. There are so many moving parts to being a successful YouTube channel. Only someone who enjoys experiencing huge amounts of never-ending pain would attempt it. It just so happens that I love to experience pain and have an incredibly high threshold for it. So it looks like Suleiman is in first place with 2 and is tied with Raymond. And then my mom is in second place with only 1 point. So let's move on to question number 5. In number 151 Jay's story, which Raleigh mall had a Bitcoin ATM in 2016? Is it A, Triangle Town Center, B, Cary Town Center, C, South Point, or D, Crabtree Valley Mall? This is the medium difficulty tier, folks. All the easy questions are behind us now. You need to have watched this week's episode or be in Suleiman's AI-powered Iron Man suit from China. One of the two. All right. Oh, okay. Dante thinks it's South Point. Senor Gringo is going to go with Cary Town Center. Suleiman, also South Point. And my mom thinks it's Triangle Town Center. Okay. Guess what? You're all wrong and the game is over. It's been great playing with you here today. You're all dead. You're all dead. All right. We'll see you in the new year, guys. It's been great. No, I'm just kidding. Crabtree Valley Mall. Listen, you might be saying to yourself, it's only question 5, Stuart. I know we're in the medium difficulty tier now, but that was too dang hard. Well, guess what, folks? We are now playing in the age of Suleiman. All right. And I might be hulking out with gamma radiation given strength, but Suleiman has countered my trivia with an incredible amount of artificially intelligent Iron Man suit and accoutrements that come down from outer space to attempt to encage me. So yes, I have performed a Bitcoin style difficulty adjustment to try to compensate for the fact that he mowed me down the other day. All right. So Crabtree Valley Mall is the correct answer. It's one of the biggest, oldest malls here in Raleigh. I went there in the 1990s. It was absolutely lit. The food court was lit. The arcade was lit. The Abercrombie and Fitch stank. It was just the grossest perfume of all time, and it was loud, and I hated going in there. I absolutely can win against AI, Suleiman, and I already know how to win against you. And I'm considering a like a winner's circle version of TikTok next block, where once you win your first million sats, you graduate to like a 2 million sats tier, and the questions get even harder. I absolutely can, in fact, beat you, even with artificial intelligence on your side, because even though you're the machine that's just striking those pistons down into the train, I'm John Henry, dog, and I'll do it by hand, even if my heart bursts. All right. So you're all dead, but we're going to keep playing here because you're in the chat, and we love the chat. Let's show them the next question here, Zara. This is worth 152,000 sats when you sign up at satchats.com to come in and play this game with me. Number 149, Jake's biggest takeaway from his episode was this: you value nothing when you can afford what? Is it A, anything, B, everything? And Zara, I don't see the question up. C, abundance, or D, plenty? Let me read that again for you so we can get the question on the screen. Number 149, Jake's biggest takeaway was this: you value nothing when you can afford what? A, anything, B, everything, C, abundance, or D, plenty? Dante wants to play again. Okay. Senor, Jeremy is out. Zara is in, brother. Woo! I'll text you. I'll text you later, Senor. I'll text you later because you're one of my Turks, bro. You're one of my Turks. Okay. New Gen Z slang that means one of your besties. because Tarzan's best friend in the Disney movie is Turk, the gorilla, Terk. Senor, it's like saying one of my day ones, you know. Senor is one of my Turks. All right. Senor is saying be everything. Renato actually typed the word everything in. I think I have to go with Renato because he put the correct answer in and he did the hard work of typing it out. My goodness. Everything is correct, right? Jake said you value nothing when you can afford everything. That was a pretty powerful take. His episode was insane, y'all. If you haven't seen his episode, he talks about energy powering Bitcoin, especially near the end. Jump to the end where he really starts to go off on energy being priced in Bitcoin and Bitcoin being priced in energy. It was insane. The documentary is currently under consideration in multiple film festivals, Suleiman. And I believe we start hearing back in January as to whether we are accepted into any of those film festivals. Anna Bevan is following that more closely than moi. So, Renato, good job. Let's move on to the next question here. Question number 7. Excuse me, fizzy water's coming up here. Okay. This is worth 192,000 sats when you come on the show to play. Number 150, Larry Lepard thinks which generation is the hero generation? Is it A, baby boomers, B, Gen X, C, millennials, or D, Gen Z? Anna Bevan is right. I watched the documentary myself, and it was good. It was good. There were a lot of really interesting people that we interviewed as part of that thing. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for documentary number 2, y'all. You know we never stop. Bitcoin never stops. Sat Chats does not stop. All right. So we're looking in the chat here. Alfredo thinks Gen X is the hero generation. It's actually Dante who gets this one. The millennials, me, right here. You're looking at a hero, folks. You're looking at a Bitcoin hero. Larry Lepard talked about this theory of the turnings: first turning, second turning, third turning, fourth turning. Basically, the fourth turning is kind of like the most cataclysmic, the most catastrophic, like the time when things change the most. Well, guess what, millennials? All right. If you're 37 to, 45 or whatever, it's up to you and it's up to me because I'm 40 to basically clean up the mess that has been created over the past 70 years and Hulkamaniac the entirety of our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren into a better world that doesn't suck as much as this one does. So if you're a millennial like me, you're welcome. Larry Lepard thinks we must shoulder the burden of fixing everything. But guess what? We have the mightiest spear in our hand. And when we throw it like Odin's Gungnir, it never misses. And that spear is, in fact, Bitcoin. Bitcoin fixes this. All right. We were going to be a hero generation striding out onto the battlefield with no weapon. But thanks to Satoshi at the very last minute, we got ourselves the spear that we need to throw over the heads of our enemies. Let's go. Shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. 1981 to 1996 is what Senor says is the cutoffs for being a millennial. All right. We're going to go to question number 8. This is the last question in the medium difficulty tier. Let's see how you chatillionaires perform for me. Which one of these guests has not written a book? Is it A, number 149, Jake? B, number 150, Larry Lepard? C, number 151J, or D, none of the above? None of the above. Suleiman on that Gen Z, he's got some crazy internet slang that he uses each and every day. Alfredo, thank you for joining us here in the millennial generation because we need your help fixing everything. Suleiman, thank you for joining us from Gen Z because we need your help. We millennials, we can't do it alone, okay? But we will be charging across the battlefield on horseback first, like any good leader would. Let's go to the chat. Dante thinks nobody wrote a book. Poor Dante. Poor Dante. Dante is doing the work of going through all of our episodes in order, but as he gets closer and closer to catching up, we keep pushing out our content further and further. My man is like a modern day Sisyphus. D is not correct, Dante. Larry Lepard wrote The Big Print. We talked about it on Tuesday's episode. I also created a short stack with Anna Bevan where I reviewed The Big Print, positively, I might say, especially for Americans. Number 151J wrote a book, dude. He wrote a book called Downloading Divinity. It's only Jake from Hash Power Academy who has yet to write a book, but quite frankly, he probably should write a book because his understanding of the connection between energy and Bitcoin blew our minds, and we had to stop the episode because he was exploding our worldview like Kate Blanchett in Indiana Jones 4, putting together all the three-dimensional crystal skulls in order to summon a four-dimensional alien into her presence who exploded her with knowledge from across the universe. Okay? So, it's actually, somebody needed to put A into the chat. Senor said either A or D. That doesn't work. You have to choose one. It's not either Bitcoin or Ethereum, Senor. It's either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Senor got the closest, okay? Senor got the closest. Dante got tripped up on the wording. Dude, you got to understand, Sat Chats is also SAT Chats. And you can remember as a high schooler getting nuked on questions that were worded in excruciatingly torturous ways that made you say, wait, does none of the above mean none of them wrote a book, or does none of the above mean all of them wrote a book, or where am I? Okay. Being able to read the question is part of how I trick you in the 21 seconds that I have. So anyways, Jake wrote the he got the right question. I'm sorry. Jake is the only one who didn't write a book. Now, let me take a second. All right. You chatillionaires have made it through the easy tier. You've made it through the medium tier. Good job. All right. Let's take a quick look at Tuesday's episode for next week, which is December the 23rd. That's what my mom in the chat calls Christmas Adam, because Adam comes before Eve. Get it? A yuck, a yuck, a yuck. All right. I'll be over at her house to have some food with the whole family. And then my kids are spending the night. Shout out. So on Tuesday, you can watch number 153, Chris. He is a Toronto businessman who is totally successful in terms of his investment portfolio, but didn't really have any Bitcoin except for a little bit he bought a long time ago and kind of forgot about. We reignite his passion for Bitcoin, and now he's going super hard and wants me to take some time to help him finish up his blue wallet setup. And he's like such a businessman that he wants a plan for the 9 months between now and when he comes back on for his Bitcoin baby update. I'm like, whoa, dude, talk about a type A kind of go-getter. So I have some work to do to help out Chris. All right. Let's see where we are in terms of the standings. Okay. Abes, maybe you can tell me in the chat who is at the top of the leaderboard. While you're doing that, let's move into the next question. Now, this is wild. You guys are going to get to see like the end of the game. And this particular game set has a million sats question. It was the first million sats question I ever wrote, and we've never gotten to it because this game is too hard unless you're Suleiman. And I'm actually curious to see if Suleiman is going to get today's million sats question correct in the chat. So let's go to the next. All right, this is question number 9. We are now in the hard difficulty tier, folks. What does the first transaction in each valid block do? A, creates new coins. B, starts the next difficulty epoch. C, encodes and finalizes soft forks. D, commits a global UTXO set root. Okay. The correct answer is A, creates new coins. The first transaction in each valid block creates some new coins and sends them to the person that solved the block. So Renato is correct. And it looks like he's going to step up and now be tied with Suleiman for first place in today's game with 2 correct answers. My mom, Raymond, and Dante each have 1 correct answer. So they are in second place. Senor Gringo Poppy YOLO'd my Christmas bonus into sats this morning. Now, doesn't that feel great? Everybody in the chat, let's all yeet our Christmas bonuses directly into Bitcoin. If you're lucky enough to get a Yuletide bonus, yeet it into Bitcoin. It's the only gift that cannot be debased. Okay. Renato's suggestion is for 1 hour of show and no more. Handshake emoji. Renato, you are, you're right there with me. We want this game show to go from 11 to 12 and no more. Not only because who wants to play a game for that long, but also my wife needs me to go have lunch with her, and I ain't disappointing her no matter what. All right. Let's go to the next question. Dear God, I'm getting rocked. Luckily, I'm done with that spin drift and can move over to this other water here. All right. This is worth 389,000 Satoshis when you come play live with me. In number 151, Jay's book, Downloading Divinity, which chapter tackles humanity's civilizational progress? Is it A, the energy dividend, B, updating the Kardashev scale, C, scaling the technosphere, or D, deleting bureaucracy? Dante thinks it's A, the energy dividend. Mom thinks it's D, deleting bureaucracy. Senor thinks it's C, scaling the technosphere. Every single one of you is incorrect. It's actually B, updating the Kardashev scale. Yo, Suleiman looks like he came in at the last minute with a B. But that we might have to go to the replay to see if his answer came in before. Well, I guess with the YouTube delay, it probably did come in before. So I think we will give that to Suleiman, right? Because he did get the correct answer. That one was a toughie. The Kardashev scale, apparently, and I have not looked into this myself, is basically a way to measure whether we are progressing as a civilization. And I'm talking about progressing as a civilization into like a Star Trek Next Generation type utopia where we are exploring outer space and like solved the problems of energy and poverty and inequality and like food production and stuff like that, right? So kind of a wild scale, Kardashev scale. Anna Bevan says she's going to let the Pakistani Colossus have that one, and I agree. Oh, wait, he's saying he first said A. So I guess he jumped in there with the wrong answer first. Yeah. Okay, he did. He came back later. He came back later with the right answer. So no soup for you, Suleiman. Nobody gets that answer correct. All right. But boom, I'm winning. All right. This is a competition between me and you. And by the way, how fun would it be to open up different kinds of game show formats? What if on Fridays there is a TikTok next block where one of you satillionaires comes and tries to win 1 million sats? What if there's a TikTok next block chatillionaire edition, just like today's experiment, which I think is going very well? What if there is like a Win Ben Stein's Money? Who remembers watching Win Ben Stein's Money? A contestant would basically, I think it was like a couple of contestants would compete, and the winner would then go up against, thank you, Dante. Good job, Stuart. That's right. The winner among the contestants would then go up against Ben Stein. And the contestant would have to answer questions. Ben Stein would answer the same set of questions. And if the contestant got more answers right than Ben Stein, they won Ben Stein's money. That's hot. I also like the idea of like 4 players who have all won 1 million sats competing against each other in like an all-star game. Guys, just keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing. Get your family and friends subscribed over the holiday season. Literally grab their phone and just tap subscribe for them. They won't mind, so that we can boost our signal here at Sat Chats. We can hit our goal of 10,000 subscribers. We can do our 2 million sats giveaway, and we can start pulling more eyeballs and sponsors in to do all of these ideas that I have buzzing around in my head. Okay. All right. Let's go into question number 11. Okay. We're going to, man, yo, these questions are hard. Let's go. Let's go. Which practical temperature limit did number 149 Jake set for miners that are heating water? Is it A, 140 degrees Fahrenheit, B, 176 degrees Fahrenheit, C, 195 degrees Fahrenheit, or D, 212 degrees Fahrenheit? If you're strapping a Bitcoin miner to your water heater because you want to get paid Satoshis to shower off in the mornings, how hot can you let your miner get before it's just not a good idea to go above that temperature? Time is up. I'm seeing Dante with C, my mom with D, but she has no clue. Senor and Suleiman both say A. None of those are correct. Oh my God, we're going hard today. The correct answer is B, 176 degrees. All right. There's part of me that's like, well, if water boils at 212 degrees, 176 degrees, that's not very hot. Like, I want to take a hot shower. But then I thought for a moment, well, I definitely don't want to take a boiling hot shower because that's unsafe. So 212 is too hot. Maybe 176 degrees is a really nice temperature. I don't know. Guys, put it in the chat. What exact Fahrenheit temperature do you like your shower? You know what I mean? I'm sure you all have thought about this. It is funny that there's like 9 people, 10 people playing this game, and literally none of you are getting the answer correct. There's a little bit of game theory here because you want to be the first one to get the answer correct, but you could also just gang up on me and choose all 4 answers, and then one of you is right. But then you'd have to like gang up and share the Satoshis from a. I don't know. I don't know. This is just an experiment. This is just an experiment, chatillionaires. Let's move to the very last question in the hard difficulty tier of TikTok Next Block. Ooh, and this is the first of its kind. This is the first of its kind. Let's go. You guys are getting a sneak peek into the new age of this game. Which one of these Sat Chat's guests first appeared as a player on TikTok Next Block? Was it A, number 144, James, B, number 145, Bobby, C, number 146, Vic, or D, none of the above? Which for Dante, that means none of these guests appeared on TikTok Next Block before telling us their brand new Bitcoiner story on Sat Chats. Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think the right answer is. Dante coming in strong after a couple of shaky answers. Number 144, James, is correct. Bobby was this redheaded lady who talked all about getting connected to our body instead of only being inside our mind. And I used that as a beautiful metaphor for the signals we get from the free market that Bitcoin imposes onto the world for the very first time. Vic was that dude up in the Northeast who was fascinated with the mystery of Satoshi. It was James, one of our very own Satillionaires. He played TikTok Next Block, and later he came on our show, Sat Chats, and we talked about what he liked about Bitcoin. That was the episode where he talked about all products need to get better. All products need to get better in a Bitcoin world because we won't spend our Satoshis on them unless they're good. So instead of a light bulb that is designed to stop working after 3 years, you better design a light bulb that lasts a lifetime or you're not getting any of my Satoshis, homie. All right? You can't have my sats. Okay. Now, we're going to take a quick break to look at Wednesday's episode, okay? Because we're doing a lot of hard work here. We're getting out ahead. Wednesday's episode is number 46, Draco's Bitcoin Baby Update. Draco is the OG Bitcoiner who had Bitcoin on Mt. Gox when it collapsed and actually got some Bitcoin back from Mt. Gox 10 years later. He's the guy that got trapped in Zimbabwe during the pandemic and had to pay corrupt teenagers $10 US in the parking lot of a grocery store in order to get a duffel bag full of trillions of Zimbabwean dollars to go into the grocery store and buy food for himself, which was being continually repriced as he was purchasing it because Zimbabwe was hyperinflating. Now, Wednesday's episode, Anna Bevan and I share with him that Bitcoin's dip is making us feel bad. And he gives us and all of you brand new Bitcoiners out there some really good advice on what to do during a dip when you're all up in your head and feeling fear and things like that. Draco. If you have not subscribed to our show, smash it now for your chance to win 2 million sats and to boost our signal to the brand new Bitcoiner out there who needs to hear our message. Now, question number 13 is extremely difficult. We go from easy to medium to hard. Question number 13 is designed to be extremely difficult. Let's see if you chatillionaires can get it right. 790,000 Satoshis this is worth if you come play this game with me. Fidelity cites voltage as saying the average lightning channel size is how big? How big is the average lightning channel size? Is it 720,000 Satoshis, 7.2 million sats, 72 million sats, or 720 million Satoshis? Let's see what Suleiman's artificial intelligence has for this. Come at me, bro. Come at me. All right. Buy the dips in your. Brought to you by Ithaca Hummus, which reminds us to buy the dip. All right. Average lightning channel size is 7.2 million Satoshis. 7.2 million sats. So we need a B in the chat. Bitcoin Well is now in the chat. What's going on, Bitcoin Well? I bet Conrad got my telegram that I need more. I need more coins. Conrad, if that's you in the chat, shout out. If it's Riley or someone else, also hello. Tell me in the chat if you've hooked us up. Oh, it looks like it is Conrad. Okay. Tell us in the chat if you've hooked us up with more coins, and we'll end the episode with some coin tosses for my mom, who is desperate to be the first to scan the QR code and get some Satoshis in her Lightning wallet. So who got that answer correctly? Who got that answer correct? I mean, Bitcoin Well does. Nobody did. Nobody did? Okay. Okay. All right. Too bad. All right. Thank you, Conrad. You topped us up. All right. We'll end this episode with some hot drops. Conrad's guess is A, no B. Dude, so Conrad wrecked himself. He put the wrong answer in there first. Nobody got that one correct. That hurts. Dude, Suleiman, I haven't, okay. That's right, Suleiman. All right. I'm feeling better about my games now. I got to say, y'all, I literally went into a tailspin after Suleiman's game because I was like, it's over. Suleiman broke my game. my beautiful live Bitcoin game show. The Pakistani Colossus has broken it, much like Bane broke Batman's back. But guess what? Batman worked hard and he came back and now he's winning. All right. Let's take a look at the million sats question. Don't show it yet, Zara. Don't show it yet. Don't show it yet. Let me just say something real quick here. Okay. If the first 4 questions are supposed to be easy, the next 4 questions are supposed to be medium. The next 4 questions are supposed to be hard. Question number 13 is supposed to be extremely difficult. Well, guess what? Question 14 is supposed to be impossible. Impossible. If you win this game, it is a feat of strength. We've only seen one player do it so far, and he's in the chat. Fun fact, this is actually the first million sats question I ever wrote back when we first started playing this game in like September or something, whenever it was. I'm really excited to share this question with you today. Good luck, chatillionaires. Here we go. This is worth 1 million sats when you sign up at satchats.com to play this game with me. How many sats did number 1 Jessie get in her first episode? A, 51,650. B, 52,200, C, 54,100, D, 54,400. Number one, Jesse. Senor says B, 52. Dante, A. Number 128, Daniel, who has an insanely good episode, by the way, that my YouTube analytics said was like fire for whatever reason. He is guessing D. He literally came out of nowhere, Satoshi Nakamoto style, to absolutely get the answer right. You're right, dude. 54,400 Satoshis is the first amount of sats that we ever gave away on this show. That's pretty dope. We should like frame that somewhere, 54,400, and put that on the wall as like a piece of our own history. Renato got the answer correct. DVE Rayo got the question correct. Conrad, thank you for liking the Ithaca Christmas hat. We could have Christmas-themed Bitcoin well stuff. I'm just saying, brother. I'm just saying. Conrad, we just landed our first Bitcoin industry sponsor starting January 1. We're not revealing that information yet. All I'm saying is that you need to convince your boy to go ahead and pull the trigger on us because it's happening now, my friend. All right. Daniel, number 128, congratulations. If you had been playing this game with me, you would have 1 million sats right now, but you're not going to walk away empty-handed. You are getting 1,000 Satoshis for answering that incredibly difficult question correctly, okay? This is like in Legends of the Hidden Temple, where you got totally wrecked on the steps of knowledge. You still walked away with NBA Jam for your Sega Genesis, okay? 1,000 Satoshis is going to be generational wealth for you one day. It looks like the game is over with Suleiman, Renato, and Dante at the top of the leaderboard with 2 correct answers. My mom, Raymond, and number 128, Daniel, each have 1 correct answer. I mean, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, maybe that math works out because you guys didn't get a couple of answers correctly at all. But congratulations, Suleiman. You're now still a billion questions away from my mom, who again has 25 correct answers. Now she has 26. Suleiman, you're up to 12 correct answers. So she is putting an absolute gulch between the two of you. And I would encourage you to keep playing every single Friday here in the chat to try to win your sats. If you want to win big sats, sign up for the game, y'all. And subscribe to our channel because we are going to explode in 2026. We did a lot of proof of work to lay the groundwork. You Satillionaires are my day ones. You all are my Turks, okay? Terks, Tarzan's friend. Again, not from Turkey. You guys are going to go out there and spread the signal for me. Now, Zara, when you're ready, let's flip over to Bitcoin Well. I know we probably need to log in first and get all set up before we share our screen. So while you're doing that, let me talk about Thursday's episode for next week. Thursday's episode is actually hitting right on Yuletide Day. So Anna Bevan and I shot a video figuring out why Santa gotta be a centralized authority. How come Santa's the only one who has the naughty and nice list? Why can't I verify for myself whether his information is correct? Santa up in here like a gouvernement or a centralized bank, bro. I would like to imagine a world where every single kid on Earth keeps their own independently verifiable copy of the naughty nice list. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Also, I surprised Miss Anna Bevan with a sweet little Yuletide gift to say thanks for all your hard work. You're gonna have to tune in for our Yuletide special on Yuletide Day. I'll let Anna Bevan translate that over in the chat if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I ain't gonna say the other word. Zara, are we ready to show? Are we ready to toss some coins in? Let's do it. I got my boy Conrad in the chat. BTC Moon Guy, it's good to see you in the chat. Let me get some water. Okay, so while we're getting that up, let's remember to subscribe to the channel. Okay, we're good there. We also have we have some Boxing Day content. Oh my gosh. All right. So while we're getting Bitcoin well up, Friday is Boxing Day. Okay. Now everybody here in America doesn't know what in the world that is. Everybody here in Canada might know what that is. If you're like Stagsy in the United Kingdom, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas where you allow your servants to go have Christmas. Since your servants had to work on Christmas, you kind of give them the Christmas the day after Christmas. Shout out the United Kingdom for having an aristocracy back in the time along with servants. We don't do that here in America, everybody. This is the land of the free, okay? But for Boxing Day, we have an episode of TikTok Next Block where my son, number 38 Lion, comes into the studio to try and win 1 million Satoshis. Not only is that episode a lot of fun, we do a lot of laughing, but also he is absolutely unhinged and is full of slang I don't understand. So next week's holiday themed shows are all going to be bangers. Don't waste time putting one of those pre-recorded fireplaces on your TV while you're opening gifts. Put me on your TV and I'll be your background vibes for Yuletide Day. Now we are ready for Bitcoin Well. If you are in the United States and Canada and you want to buy real Bitcoin and you want that Bitcoin to go right to a wallet you control, then you should sign up bitcoinwell.com/satchats. They will give you 2 coin tosses when you sign up through our affiliation. When you toss a coin into the well, you get a chance at winning 1 million Satoshis. So just like you can win 2 million sats for subscribing to Sat Chats, you could win 2 million sats if you get super freaking lucky with your Bitcoin Well coin tosses. So let's bring that up on the screen. Get your MUN wallets out. Get your Lightning wallets out. I think Canadians are allowed to do Wallet of Satoshi. I don't know if Americans are allowed to do Wallet of Satoshi. Here we go. Zara, why don't you make that even bigger? Make me small and make that big because they have to scan that QR code and it might be a little bit too small that way. It looks like we're pulling, what, 600 some odd Satoshis out of the well? See if you can flip that over and make it. There we go. 509 Satoshis could be yours. That's half of a correct answer. That's half of a correct answer, okay? That's not nothing to sneeze at, all right? Scan that QR code. You'll be the one to win 500 sats. Renato is going to shut us down in 1 minute, but guess what? Let's toss in another coin, okay? Ideally, I would do 3 coin tosses an episode. 1 at the beginning, 1 at the 7th inning stretch, 1 at the end. So I want to give you all 3 coin tosses a show. 419 Satoshis. Conrad, dude, you have absolutely you guys have your algorithm is debased, bro. We actually popped 210,000 Satoshis one time. I know the chances are hard of popping a big number. Otherwise, you guys would be, sending generational wealth all across the world every minute. But let's see if we can get one more. Scan for 419. Zara, let's do another one. Let's do another one. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front Satoshis. My mom's in the chat telling you guys to like this video. Thanks, Mom. Oh my God. Thanks, Mom. All right. Now, is that the third one right there, Zara? 433 sats? I think it is. I think that's a different number from the first one. So, hope you guys got some Satoshis for us. That is it for today's episode of TikTok Next Block. Quite frankly, our Chatillionaire edition was a lot of fun for me. We might do that again sometime. Glad Yuletide for everyone. Happy New Year for everyone. Keep watching throughout the holidays because we are still on YouTube 5 days a week. Thanks so much for all your support in 2025. We love you. We want to welcome all the brand new Bitcoiners into the world's biggest Bitcoin Welcome Center, and we can only do it with your help. Bye-bye. It's time for me to go have lunch with my wife.